On three, two, one. There we go. Welcome, everybody. We are talking with the one and only drummer extraordinaire from Ratt, or was in Ratt. I don't know. It is Bobby Blotzer. Bonjour, Bobby. How are you? It has been a long time since the fans have seen you.
There's only one Ratt drummer, dude, and it's the Blotz. Sorry to the other white bread guys, but don't mean a thing if you ain't got that Blotz swing, baby. Do wop, do wop, do wop.
I'll just quickly start on that, though. When you listen to certain bands, there is a style that you cannot get over. You listen to Andy and UFO, and you listen to... There is just something about the way you play, and everybody talks about maybe Steven's voice or Warren's playing, but the way you play added so much to those songs. I just wanted to say that because it's important. They sounded great. Always sounded great. Way Cool Jr., I have not heard Way Cool Jr. played right in the last 20 years.
Well, I wouldn't go that far back because I play it. I mean, it's only been a couple of years now that they've had the scabbers in there, but and I don't mean anything bad against these fellows. They're my friends, but I've seen the videos, and if you're not doing a swing on the on the cymbal and the hi-hat, you're not doing justice to the song and the feel of the song. People hear the song, but they also feel it. So there's a certain feel that I think most bands have, their feel, and Ratt for sure, with the way that I was brought up playing drums, and what inspired me was Motown, Beatles, Stones, the 70s stuff. And I like 50s, 40s. I like a lot of everything. So, I minced it together into my style, which would be the Blot style. And I appreciate the compliment,
The Blot swing.
You put those together, unlike most things that have been shown in interviews. We wrote those songs together, all of us. I mean, starting from a riff, they were put together. So all of us wrote those songs. We all share in the publishing. We share everything 5 ways. So, all the warring words that have gone back and forth during that turbulent time, you're just trying to put little stab wounds into your opponent. I guess you could call it that, but, I love Ratt music, man. I'm blessed to have been part of the band since March 12th of 82. That's when I joined. My 39-year-old son, Michael, was 3 weeks old, and then Stephen moved in with us. I remember him carrying Michael around his arms. Michael was like a little loaf, So,
but I want to get into to Stephen and Ratt and all that stuff after. But I gotta ask you, because for the last little bit you have been off the radar. You haven't been playing shows. You haven't been doing interviews. You haven't been out there. And then we get this announcement, December 5th. You're gonna go play with Steel Panther. So let me understand that on 2 levels. First, are you playing the entire show with Steel Panther? That's the first level. And what made you decide to come back out and play? And does that mean that you're ready to start playing more often?
I don't know. Look, I've until the scamdemic has been, messing with everybody, I would go out and play with different friends of mine's band, Feels great to get on stage, and but not enough for me to go, okay, I'm going to start a band or look for a band. I've been sort of in retirement sort of mode. I'm just needed a break. I needed to step back from all this crazy stuff that, we've ended up in, sadly. And of course, speaking about myself and the other guys in the band, I mean, both of us have suffered quite intense anxiety from it, to say the least, and spent a fortune. That's for damn sure. But no, I've known Ralph and those guys. They're all great friends of mine. Russ and I play golf. We were members of the same country club for years. He just moved up to Nevada, so we don't see him very often. He's a great guy. He's got a son that is named Jackson. That's a phenomenal golfer. And I just have known those guys for decades. Me and Ralph were working in my home studio on a project we did back in 92, 93, called Route 66, songs I was writing. He was coming over and writing with me, and we, tried to get a deal. But of course, at that time, if you were anybody from the 80s, you were like the kiss of goodbye. Get out, you're yesterday's news. But that naturally, as everybody knows, did a big,
Who
big
who
circle.
has those demos, by the way? Do you have those like in a vault? Do you have a
Yeah,
vault?
that's funny. I asked that before. Yeah, no, they're in a box somewhere out in my storage here, and along with all my platinums and gold records, not only from Ratt, but from my friends' band, Motley, Great White. Lonnie from the Bullet Boys gave me, I got some buddies. We used to exchange stuff like that back in the 80s, which was nice. But I don't put them up, when I was in this hellhole, with Ratt, and I just didn't want to look at anything. I don't know. I haven't had them up anyway. A few, around the house for when friends come over or whatever guests. They like to see that kind of stuff, to be honest with you. I have some in my office or whatever. But, the demos and the old tapes, it's all in a box. I'm way too lazy to dig it out and go through it.
It's funny. I was over at Aldo Nova's house the other day, and he had a box just like sitting on the floor, looking like it was ready to go to the curbside. And I asked him, "What's that?" He goes, "Oh, those are all the working ideas that John sent me, John Bon Jovi and Celine." So he's got this
Yeah.
box sitting in the corner, gathering dust of Celine Dion, and John Bon Jovi. And it's just like, shouldn't that be like in a you know climate controlled room with?
Hey, I would think he'd say something like, "Life is just a fantasy." But
It kind of is now, but all right.
you
You and
get,
we talk every couple of weeks, every month, at least once a month. Didn't weren't you having some kind of back issues, which were slowing you down? And is that all better now?
yeah, dude. Cumulative trauma is really what was happening. There are two different um, surgeries. Two spinal fusions is the actual terminology for it. But yeah, I still have them. Listen, I've ridden. I was a dirt bike rider racer since I was, my first mini bike when I was 12 years old. And I always raced off road, and then I raced cars for Dodge, and I pretty much ski expert snow skiing and water skiing, and I just beat the shit out of myself on every level, especially with playing drums. Really where this thing made a turn is when we were working on the 2010 release, Infestation. We worked on that record like 9 hours a day.
Dude, it's
Try
such a
sitting,
great record. It is so
rowing.
fucking good.
I love that record.
It's great.
But Warren and Stephen, they've convinced themselves, because there was some dissension and personal things that went on then, that the record's not good. It's a great record. Everybody kind of recognizes that. Fan or foe, I think alike would say that's a great. It would have fit perfectly in between, say, Cellar and Invasion, Dance Undercover, that kind of thing. But we worked on it so hard. I was getting up. My back was so sore from sitting 9 hours straight playing drums. It's not easy. I always say to my friends, they're like, "Oh yeah, real hard job. You go out, play shows in front of 10,000 people. Da 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 da." I go, you know what? Sit down and do this for an hour and for 3 minutes and see how you get through it. It's incredibly hard on your body, and it takes a certain conformity your body has that you're able to do that. You know what I mean? And I like to play golf a lot. I've been playing golf for many decades. I started playing in '85 in Hawaii after we finished our Japanese tour, and was immediately hooked. So that's another thing that I'm just whipping into the drives and the fairway shots, whatever, and your spine just gets tweaked. But I'm willing to at some point here give it another shot. I'm
Get
gonna
back
do
on the
the
road. Get back out and do 40 shows or 100 shows. You ready for the long haul?
Yeah, I don't know. Take it one step at a time. If that presents itself. Honestly, it's been, doing this thing with Steel Panther is going to be interesting to hang out with my old buddies, and I'm going to get up and play a couple Ratt tunes. And
Well, here, let me
you know,
ask you this because
I've talked. Me and Stephen been talking lately, which has been
okay,
really. I
yeah,
dig that. And I mean, it's like he's super, very clear-headed and very what's the word I'm looking for? He's
ambitious.
ambitious and optimistic. I think is a great way to put it. And it's just good to talk to him. Just I want to mend these broken fences that the lawsuit stuff. And when I went on a tour, I had to do that. And I was given the green light by a lawyer who's now getting sued for malpractice, I might add. And that's not just by me. There's a team effort in that, and I'll just leave it at that. But I would like to finish the Ratt race.
Well,
We were named
I,
one of our records, Ratt race. So
but I
you
just want
know,
to say when you see what happened with Eddie Van Halen, they didn't get back with Sammy or Dave and Michael and do. I mean, they were with Mike with David, but not Michael, and they didn't get a chance to put closure on it. I think as a fan, we just got to go. Okay, come on. We know there was nonsense, but come on, it's time to just say let's just. I mean, I hope that you can celebrate Rat and be part of the team, even if it's just one encore somewhere. I don't care. Just you gotta get out there.
yeah, it happens, dude. Everything always, comes around, goes around in this rat cycle of things. By the way, if you're hearing this background noise, my gardener's out there with his 125 decibel blower at this point. So I'm going to probably shift when he comes out here to the
Yeah, but
backyard.
it's actually not that bad. It's just it's like a mosquito right now, so it's not that bad.
My ears
Since
I go to sleep at night, which is why I don't sleep great because my ears have all of our ears. So many guys, none that I know, have not suffered hearing problems. I mean, we none of us used to wear hearing protection in those early days. It would be un-Viking like to go up there. Me and Tommy Lee we used to have monitor wars to see who could have the biggest PA behind us. I would go up on their stage, they'd come up on my stage, and we would compare. It was pretty funny. And I rode his
it's kind of funny.
spinning thing one time, and I thought, dude, you're fucking hungover every day doing this thing. It was unbelievable. I don't know how he did it. It was pretty athletic ability, I can tell you that. To
I don't
play
know how he didn't throw up when he was spinning with in that thing.
as well, because I mean, look, in those days, man, we were very active in our after show activities, and that went on into the tour bus for the ride. Climbing in your bunk, at 4:30 in the morning, hoping to get a few hours before you hit the hotel and sleep, half the day away. But that's just the way it was on the road.
Let me
But
ask you this: you said you're.
sure,
I just want to say you just said that you're friendly with Steven again, or at least you're having friendly conversations with him. Any development with Warren, because he's really gone missing in action. I mean, he's fallen off the. I mean, he's become Vito Bratta for crying out loud. So, are you talking to him? Are you friendly with him?
I think not necessarily on that because he does get out and jam with the Sebastian Bach
Oh, right,
crew of this Kings of Kid with Matt. What's his face?
Kings of Chaos.
Yeah, and so I mean, he's doing a few gigs. Here's for me the problem that I know of Warren. He doesn't know any cover tunes, and I think that's all they do. I don't know. I really haven't seen anything or watched it. But I think Warren's take is, when the original band is ready to go out, then let's talk about it. And there's there's still one of the litigational things that's still open, which is ridiculous. Between Rat, the partnership, which was all of us, then when they sided together against me, they expelled me. That's well-known info, but WBS controlled that name for 21 years, and they had to have a lawsuit against a corporation, mine and Warren. It was Steven, but when we had our little row in 2002, he was out of WBS. But he still played in Rat, still got a paycheck from WBS. And, they're trying to sue Rat. You got these lawyers, dude, that they're the only ones that make this money. And people, it's an ongoing saying, Nobody wins but the lawyers. And that's true. I mean, it's a joke. I'm so sick of it. I wish everybody would just turn the channel, click it off, and fucking get on with life here. You know, I'm 62. As a
Yeah.
1 month ago, I turned 62, which is clearly a 45-year-old in a 62-year-old's body. But, you know, it's time. The clock's ticking away.
Clock's ticking away, but we'll see if we get there. But let me ask you this: over the last little bit in the summer, you've sent me pictures of you golfing and this car and that car and this place and that place, and I've sent you pictures of me walking the dog. Any chance? And of course we don't share this stuff publicly. Any chance the fans could have a look at what Casa del Blotzer looks like?
I'll tell you right now. Well, it's a funny time you're saying that because here's a good buddy outside here. He's right now blowing the backyard away. Yeah, we can cruise. Is
the gardener Juan Cruce? I'm just
there he is. Yes, it is Juan. Waterfall pool. Thank you.
I'm kidding. Wow, that's a good looking kitchen. Holy mackerel.
He's out there. That's my good buddy Salvador. Yeah, here's our living room, and
now you have Ratt records on the walls there somewhere. I know that.
Well, yeah, I got some stuff.
There you go, right over the TV.
My new lady and her kids, they like all the Ratt fanfare, you know.
Yeah.
Like there's a
now I saw
triple platinum for Invasion. Here's
wow.
Triple platinum for Out of the Cellar.
Now I saw some guitars there in the hallway. Are those your guitars?
Oh, those are my guitars. Yeah, that's what I write and record and.
Oh wow!
And there's a bass in there as well. I've done a lot of work with those, and and here this also doubles for my 7-year-old son's, which is my gal Tanya, her son.
Oh.
My boys when they were little guys there. You know, I've kept that thing over the years. And you got some Ratt junk over here, some old stuff over here. Here's us in Scandinavia with Warren and Karabi and Jizzy and Craig. You know, and
now you said Ratt junk, but ultimately you're very proud of the band and what you've accomplished.
I mean, of course, I'm not gonna, these little stuff I put. I don't want it. You know, I have artwork. I don't really want it peppering my home and stuff like that. You know. Here's some old stuff here when Carrie Kelly was in the band. This is like 90. There's me and Brett right there bowling.
Oh, wow.
Juan again. Juan! I'm just kidding, Juan. Don't think that person walking around.
Oh, that's funny. By the way, do you have any pictures of you and Ratt with Michael Schenker? Because I got to tell you, I would love to see that lineup come out again, or I would love to see a recording of the Schenker era, which was what? How long was the Schenker era? Like 3 months?
Well, it was the 1991 tour. You know, that's when Robin sadly had to. I'm going to go out front here. So I'm just going to show you guys. I mean, hey everybody, I'm just having a little fun here.
Yeah.
Let's just see. Doing that basically
we're bringing back MTV Cribs right now. That's what we're doing. That's a good looking neighborhood.
We go this way. That guy, he's very thorough with that blower. Okay.
I know.
The way we were on tour in the 80s, we were very thorough with blow. Here's the backyard, and got things starting to be covered up here. There's a jacuzzi, chill spots.
Looks like what's the temperature over there today? Because it looks like it's like
gorgeous. I should be on a golf course, but it's been windy as hell all day.
What are we here? We're November 21st, 2020. So Saturday, November 20th. So what's the temperature in California on a Saturday in November?
Probably like 76, 75.
Oh,
I built
gorgeous.
my hand here in 4 days.
Wow.
Back in 2017. Me and one of my helper guys, and got a little bar up TV, so we can sit out there and eat and watch telly. And over there, if you can see that in the distance, that's the That's Blotzland, we call that. That's the tree house over there. And
Wow.
great view, very fun. I'll show you a little glimpse of that once he turns off his little blow cycle out there.
It's amazing that in 50 years we've never done a video interview, you and I, and the minute we decide to do one, the guys are.
Feels pretty stupid because I feel like we're just on one of our phone calls or something, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, look at this new tree I got, or this new light fixture. That one right there, for example."
I know.
Oh, this is where we got a home theater system I put in here.
Wow.
That has so much power, and got an 85-inch right there. Where is this guy? What is he doing out here?
He's stalking you.
Pop in and show you the tree house real quick.
Yeah. And you know what? I think folks at this point are used to a little bit of the background energy, so why not? There he is. Hey, Juan.
That's Salvador.
Oh, Salvador. Sorry.
You right now. So you're going worldwide, buddy. I'll give you his number. Anybody that wants it here. So yeah, I built this thing here.
You built that?
Deck I built. Well, I designed it, and I had my crew out there, and I was out being the general on the job.
Right.
And what do you call it?
Blotzland. That is terrific.
Hello. So I'll give you a quick view of this, and then we'll head back in.
Now, you've often described the treehouse to me on the phone, and I thought he has a treehouse, but this is actually cool. This is an I mean, what a great place to hang out and grab a.
I was just showing you. But
wow, what a great place to grab a drink and chill out. That is fantastic.
You know it, buddy. Angeles National Forest on the background. This part of the hill here burnt over the summer, so it's a little browned out, But
any of those neighbors rock stars too?
That's really a funny question. I'm turning around. George Lynch lives 3 blocks up the street. Then I'm going to go this way. Ricky Rocket lives right over that hill right there.
Oh, wow. We love the Ricky. Oh, we lost the video. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's calling me.
Oh, no. We've lost the video.
We're back.
Oh, there we are. There. Phew. All right.
Somebody calling me. So, this gets all flowered out and bitching in the spring.
In the summer. Wow.
I mean, it's covered, actually. And then I put my last.
So you're basically you're basically in walking distance, or at least biking distance, from Ricky Rocket and George Lynch. Oh no.
George Lynch lives about 2.5 minutes up the hill.
Oh wow. And let's get back inside to the better Wi-Fi. We're getting spotty in the tree, but it's okay. We love it.
Here you go. What's that say right there?
Rat and roll. Rat and roll.
There is the pride there and the respect for the mothership, Oh, there he goes again, dude. He's firing up the frickin' bass.
It's funny when you think back to catchphrases or whatever for bands, you think Kiss Army, but I've always thought Rat and Roll. I just Rat and Roll is just, it's fucking perfect.
There you go. A fan made this for me in Florida.
Oh wow, painting?
I was very, very grateful for that little gift there.
But is that a painting or is that 2 pictures?
Yeah, it's a painting.
Wow.
Well, it's pictures, I guess. I have this thing turned around. How do I do this now? Jesus God.
Well, we could do like Sammy Hagar. You could go cook something for us. Sammy and Guy Fieri every so often do cooking in the kitchen together. But
I don't know how to turn this thing back around, brother.
Well, just go stand on the other side. There we go. There we go. So let's recap some of this. The back is doing okay. You're gonna go play with Steel Panther now. You mentioned Russ and Ralph. For some folks who are new to the Steel Panther thing, that's their real names. It's not Michael Starr and what does Russ Paris go by in Steel Panther? Satchel.
Satchel.
Yeah.
Funny if you want to give anything away. I shouldn't, but
And
Like
we got
Russ
some poison going on behind you. Look at that. It's perfect.
on stage, like in person, he barely. He's so clean cut and respectful. His son is the most respectful kid I've ever met, and yeah, they're great, and they're just doing their job up there, entertaining. So it's like I guess you could compare it to an actor that plays a certain role. They take their stuff off, they come home, and they're dad.
Well, I like how they were described recently as glam metal jokesters. It's like, okay, whatever.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to ask you a couple of maybe a little tougher, and you can just shoot me down. But Stephen Pearcy is also playing in L.A. around the holidays. You think you might go jump in on him, or no? Maybe give him a call. No, maybe. All
No
right,
comment.
no comment. All right, I'll move on. And here I'll start wrapping up with this. Recently, I interviewed Richard Black of Contraband, a band that you were in, an album that I still love to this day.
Yeah, that's a great record. It was fun.
I love that record, and the players on there. Say what you want about Tracy Gunn, he plays like a motherfucker. Say what you want about Michael Schenker, he plays like a motherfucker. Cher, and Richard sang great, and you, of course, we play great. His version of how the band broke apart and what happened at the first show or one of these shows is very different to what Michael Schenker has told me, is very different to what Tracy has told me. I've always been told that he ran off the stage and was hiding in the back room. He told me that he came out, the band had refused to rehearse, sounded like shit, and he had artistic integrity and did not want to go out and be embarrassed by the band.
That's it. Oh my God. Oddly, you're telling me this right now because
You saw the interview.
somebody sent me a link to. I'm trying to think of who it was that sent that to me. A link to a YouTube interview with him.
Yeah.
With
That
you.
I did, yes.
And he's crazy. I mean, his reflections of what was going on in that. I don't think anybody even knows who he is, number one, or gives a shit about this whole thing. But the fact of the matter is, he's taken reality and turned it upside down. Making assertions that Ratt was opening for Contraband and LA Guns was opening for Contraband. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the bottom line. And, he's saying that Contraband never rehearsed. We rehearsed in the day at the arena. Ratt rented an arena down in Florida to start the 91 tour and for Detonator. And Contraband was put on that bill by Alan Kovac, our old manager, right, who now manages Motley and others. And he's always had his hand in Richard Marx and a host of bands. So we would rehearse before or after the Ratt production run through. Okay. We had it for like 4 days. That's what we would usually do, is go into an arena and then start the tour at that arena. So this cat saying that Contraband was the headliner and he couldn't believe it because Ratt was a monster group and LA got and this and that. He's out of his mind, dude. I mean, he wasn't there for the rehearsals. The band was. We were tight, fit, ready to rock. I would go out and open for myself and Contraband. And then LA Guns was second on the bill, then Ratt would headline naturally. We had all the production, the 7 semis, the blah, 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 blah. Now, his assertion is like his artistic this and that. Here's the problem with him walking up the stage and leaving us all standing out there. What happened was, he's never played arena stages. And when you get up there, it's a lot different than rehearsing in a small room in a confined area, because the music reverberates in an arena or even a big club or an outdoor stage, whatever, way different. And I don't know, he couldn't hear himself. He's turning to me going like this, cut, like right in front of the drums. And now when he was doing that, I was thinking about his story that he was talking about 2 days before about how Axl Rose ripped him off. And that thing that when Axl leaves the stage, that was his thing where he stopped the band. Which when he's telling, I'm thinking in my head, you're an idiot. And so is Axl, So he's leaving the stage in the middle of the set. we'd already, this was like the 4th or 5th show, mind you. And we finished the song, everybody's looking at each other, Shanker, me, everybody. Crucier was playing bass on that tour. Cher Pedersen wasn't out there, unfortunately. I don't know why, but I don't recall. But, you know, I got off the kit and ran backstage. I'm like, where's Richard Black? Everybody's like pointing out. Down the hallway to the dressing rooms. Where's Richard Black? And
we've lost your video again.
call coming in. Hold on.
But we can still hear you, so we can still do the story. There you go.
Calls, I guess it interrupts it. I just went to an iPhone 2 months ago, so I didn't. But nonetheless, you know, I went in the dressing room and he's sitting there. He's like this. He's reading magazines. I said, all right, you're getting your fucking ass kicked right now. Do you want it sitting down or stand up? Do you know who you just left on the stage out there? Michael Shanker. Hello, everybody. And he's like, oh, you know, my artist integrity. I'm like, fuck you, artist integrity, dude. You're in Shark Island. There is no artistry integrity, frankly. But he, I was so pissed I had to remove myself or, you know, do something that's not in my nature other than defending myself. But, you know, I split. I walked out of the dressing room. Tracy Guns is walking down the hall. And, you know, I looked down at him. He's about this tall. And he's like, where's that fucker? I go, he's right there, dude. And he went in there, and I stood out there, and I heard this yelling, and I hear this table. There was a big glass coffee table. And Tracy went in there and mustered the strength to throw it out. You know, so that ended his career right then on the spot. His manager, who's our manager and managed all the artists of Contraband, you know, Left Bank Management, fired him, fired his band, and that was the last I ever heard of the cat, you know. But I watched this interview, and it's so preposterous, you know. He's claiming that Contraband was headlining the tour. It's just, I don't know why he would say that, you know. But no big deal. That's all that. I mean, who knows who Richard Black is? So.
Well, that did strike me as a little bit odd. All right, I'll ask you two last questions. First of all, would you ever play with Michael Schenker again if an opportunity came up? Because I don't know. I like that. And there's a video of Ratt in Las Vegas, and you see Stephen going through some UFO songs like Lights Out.
Yeah, we worked.
What a great vibe, man! It's great.
That's why I did Contraband. You know, I wanted to play with Michael. I was completely involved and absorbed with UFO since back as far as 74, 75. You know, and you're talking about Van Halen earlier too. You know, that's when me and Don, you know, we were in a band called Airborne, and we used to play with Van Halen. They were a cover group. We called it top 40 bands then, but you know, coming out and doing Zeppelin, Cream, Deep Purple, etc. You know, array of different cover tunes, and we used to play with. I knew those guys since 75. So Eddie, I just want to throw this in as a sidebar thing, but man, that shook me up. Really was disturbing. You know, it took me a good 3-4 weeks to, you know, shake that out of my system. But nonetheless, Michael's great. He's a very, very interesting individual, smart, insane guitar player. Him and Warren work great together. And I would love to play with him in any fashion, any capacity, you know. Yeah. I'm a fan, and I've played with him, and it's extraordinarily great.
It's really great. And I'll ask you a last comment on this. Recently, Stephen said that Juan Cruce doesn't think it's important for Ratt to release new music. If you had a say in Ratt and stuff, would you say new music's important, or would you say, let's go play 15 of the hits and get our money and get the hell out of here? I mean, I think it's still important to say we're creative, we're relevant, but, you know, is it important? Is new music important?
Well, it is, you know, to people in the group, you know, to stay in their own minds creative and keep the juices going and writing stuff. I mean, is it successful? It's sort of like this, okay? when you have a new record out, that gives a push to the tour, and the tour pushes the record. So, you know what I mean? You know, when we did in 2010 Infestation, it sold, I don't know, somewhere 150,000, which was really low. Right now, Ratt's catalog is on Fuego. I'm not even kidding. It's incredible. That Geico commercial that those guys did, you know, that put Brown Around back top 20, and that was interesting. I didn't really particularly like the commercial, but I liked the results from it. You know, our catalog.
The royalty check was nice.
Oh, they're insane anyway. But it's just getting better all the time. I mean, I can't. It feels like we're making more dough from our catalog than we ever did when the stuff was selling 3 million records. I don't know why. Everything is just on the uptick, so there's no complaints there. But I would love to do a new record. You know, I have plenty of songs, backlog. I can sit down when I get in writing mode, and I don't sit around and write songs every day. Pearcy does that. You know, he's always been that way, and which is admirable quality. I don't know about Juan, what his trip is. I know that he seemingly in that band has this leader, you know, kind of situation that he's got a little buzzed on power to some degree. I would think he would want the original band at some point for the fans' sake, for everybody in the band's sake, just to do another round at some point. You know, I mean, it only makes sense. You know, we're going here, you know, in 20 years, like not the band, this guy, maybe 30. I don't know, you know, 62, do the math. It's life, man. We're all headed to the same place. Hopefully some of us are going that way, but you know, I know I'm going that way, but you know, I just want to finish the race, you know? So if it happens, great. If not, I'm fine. You know, I'm enjoying my life. You know, I have a good life. I travel, I golf, I have a beautiful fiance. I love her kids. My kids are fully, you know, they're well men now. They're, you know, Michael's pushing 40, 39 now. Marcus is 37. So, you know what I mean? It's doing it with these little guys again gives me another breath of life, you know, visiting that. And it's pretty fun, you know, but it's very being here at the whole all the time, and they're doing homeschooling. It's a job. It's hard.
It is definitely hard. And anyway, listen, I would love to see, because when Eddie died, you know, a part of me died. I mean, a part of me died because for 40 years, that sound, that guitar, that band, those songs, they were part of me. You know, they were part of my high school. They're part of university. They're part of, you know, getting the first job, and Ratt also were part of me. And so I would like to see, because now we can't get Sammy out there with Eddie. We can't get Michael Anthony out there with Eddie.
Yeah.
So let's get
before his, you know, demise of his extraordinary life. I mean, I didn't realize really how much he meant to me till that happened, you know, and I knew some inner stuff from people that are, you know, in different camps, if you will. And I was, you know, apprised of what was his predicament was. But it came like just this, when I got the text, my mouth just opened up, and I just had my heart started beating very fast, and it really was depressing, because let me tell you something. You know, when I started playing with Don, I was in a band called Slicker in 1975. I was, you know, 16, 17 years old. Then I was 18 when I joined the band Airborne with Don. But I saw Aerosmith. Talk about this has me a little befuddled. You know, it just works me up. But I remember going to see Van Halen at the Starwood in 75, coming back to rehearsal with Slicker and going, everybody, listen, you know, we need a school field trip here with the band and go see this band. They are insane. This is what it takes to make it. And, you know, then I would always go see them when they played locally. And then when they became huge and 78 of them. You know what I mean? I was at every arena show. Juan and I would go see them together. And that feeling, knowing that Eddie Van Halen was in that building that you were in, I mean, it was
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
a special thing and a special time. You don't have that very often. You know, you've got with guys like this or this,
Yep.
they're in the category by and large. You know, for people that are your age, my age, and stuff like that, you know, they were 3 years older than me, but they were God. You know, they really musically God.
And that's why I look around at different bands, whether it's Cinderella or Ratt or any of these bands that meant something that are I don't want to say sitting around because that sounds rude, but you know what I mean. They're not active. Let's put it that way. And you just go, dude, come on, look what happened with Van Halen. Let's come on, just fucking do something. Just give us one more kick of the can. And I know your people say, well, there's this and there's that and there's the lawyer this and the lawyer that and yes, but let's not sit here and go, man, we should have had one more. Anyway,
Listen,
Eddie killed
folks,
me. You know.
Let me just explain this, folks, because I know so many of all those bands and such from different eras and everything. You know, my attorney, he handles Felix Cavallari from the Rascals. Those cats are fighting over the name. And they were like, you know, early 60s band. These guys are, you know, nursing home age. They still tour, but there's 3 of them out. And it's just such a ego trip, you know, that people are doing this. I don't understand it. I hate it. To read about it, to be involved in it. You know, I got a thing about Toto for that Steve Lukather, you know, is getting, and the Toto guys or something are getting sued for the name from Jeff Porcaro, Toto's drummer, who sadly passed away in 82, very young. His wife is now suing them for the ownership. It's just really a crime that we all, the fans, I'm a fan, you know, for all these bands that you read the stuff. It's just like, fuck, dude, just get along, tuck in your ego, do it for the people that have supported you, the fans, you know. That's what I want to do it for. And there is that, you know, for me to sleep better, you know, and not have my rat mares at night. I still dream about Ratt on a nightly basis. And it's what it is, you know. I dream about old girlfriends and my ex-wife. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. It's such a big part of your life that you really never let it go, you know, I suppose. I don't know, I'm getting a little too weird and deep on this, but
no, I know what you mean, and I don't know. I just want to see Vito, Bratta, and Mike Tramp one last time, even if it's just 3 songs on you know, Spotify or on YouTube. You just want. But anyway, listen, we can't always get what we want.
I can't say I share that part with you, although Mike Tramp's a great friend of mine, old friend. I haven't talked to him in many years. I don't think he or that Vito guy, he's Waldo, right? He's been Waldo since, I don't know, 89, 92. He just disappeared, right? And lives at his mom's house. And I know friends that were in that band. That's why I know these kind of things. I won't share all that stuff. But he won't let anybody else play ball. That's the thing I always would say. You know, it's my ball. You can't play with it. When people have that mindset, and don't let the others go out, you know, and do it. It's a crime. And it's a crime for the fans, number one, who built those houses that these people own. Those that do, I guess you'd put it that way. You know, it's the fans that made that happen. But we worked our ass off too doing it. I can tell you that, man. It was a lot of work, a lot of backbreaking work. And, But I still got it in me. I got the spark, the fire. Yeah. When I play with my buddies' bands, when I sit in, the bicycle theory, man. I get up and
off you go. Yeah. Well, I'll say this. You know, thank you for the Ratt stuff. I've loved the band forever. When I saw Body Talk and the Eddie Murphy Golden Child, I was like, fuck yeah, they got it. That's beautiful. And then what was the other one? Point Break and Dancing Undercover. You know, a lot of fans will debate whether Dancing Undercover is good or bad, but that came in my life where I was at CEGEP, or at college, as we call it in the States, CEGEP in Quebec. I was at college, and I had to walk to the college, which was like, you know, a mile away, And that was the tape I listened to back and forth. So, I mean, I heard that thing for 6 straight months. Those songs are burnt into my brain. And I don't care if people say it's good or bad or
Yeah,
it's not
a
real.
lot of
It's fucking brilliant. I love it.
listen, that record. I'm not a big fan of that record. I love parts of it, but we were thrown into a studio that had a deposit put down on it when we weren't ready. We were writing songs in the studio at $3,000 a day for the studio back then. It'd be like what, $7,000 a day in this day and age. It wasn't ready lyrically. It wasn't. It has great moments, but it has moments that I skip. I can't listen to
Wow. All
now,
right.
but I like it musically. But it's a blessing that we came out with that. That's the thing about Ratt. We don't fuck around. When we're in there, we come up. Everybody's got such great ideas, and we could just. It just the tunes come out. But nobody ever knows what's going to be happening at the end till we hear after Stephen's done his tracks. So it's always a mystery to us what's you know going to happen. I mean, it wasn't that as much on the last record, Infestation, which is unbelievably 10 years old already. But generally he would get the rhythm tracks and write, and we would hear it after it was done. So he didn't want anybody in the studio while he was tracking. But
I'm still gonna give Body Talk a lot of love, even if you don't like the album in particular. That's still a fucking
oh,
fantastic track.
like I said, there's tunes I love. Side B or whatever, side two. There's a few things that just to me are a little redundant. That could have been better, but they are what they are, and it was successful, and it drove a huge tour that we started in '86 with Cheap Trick opening, which was interesting because I was in top 40 band, a couple of them playing Cheap Trick songs, and then all of a sudden they're opening for me several years later. Not me, but our band. But you know, that's a tour that we brought Cheap Trick out, and then it went into and through '87, and Poison took over, for them, and that kind of launched them into everybody that kind of came out with us came out with thumbs up for their band and went multi-platinum. It seems like it was one of those. I'm not crediting Ratt for that. I'm just saying we were
No,
playing
but
such.
sometimes it is a good package, and you know what? It's time that John Bon Jovi on the 2021 tour takes out fucking Rat and says, "Hey, you gave me a shot 20 or whatever 30 years ago. Now I'm paying you back, and you're playing stadiums and you're playing Wembley with fucking Bon Jovi."
Awesome. And frankly, this tour that was put down because of the COVID with Leopard and Motley, they call that the Titans of '87. Well, guess what? With Ratt on there, it can't be, because in '87, Poison was our opening band. So was Joan Jett. So, you know, Ratt should be on that tour for sure. But, there's only room to get these big heads in that door in these bands, I guess. I don't know. But I would hope that it's a great time right now that the Geico commercial boost after this TV show called on Netflix, Cobra Kai, which is Karate Kid. If nobody's watched it, Rat's in there on season 1, episode 3. We have a couple songs and are talked about. It's great. It's a really cool show, too. I dig it. Anybody that like Karate Kid will love it. It's on Netflix. That, again, gave us another push, So these different generations are getting turned on, not only to rap, but all the 80s bands, that who are doing as well as we are in these catalog sales. It's a godsend, to be this age. And I mean, I got everything set up on the other side anyway to get me through, but to have this and turn this over to my family when I'm gone, they're going to be in good shape.
We're going to be in great shape. But let's leave it on that. Any last words? And if not, thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for the tour of the home. I'm sure fans will absolutely love that.
Well, guys out there, that are seeing this, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your ongoing love for Ratt. I share it with you, even though I'm a part of it, but I love Ratt, and I love the fans so dearly. I still meet you and see you out there, and I get letters and stuff. People have my address. I don't know how they get my address, but I get a lot of stuff in in the mail, and I send it back, but it's starting to get a little too much. I mean, I feel like I need a post office box, but I appreciate it so much, and I hope to see you out there again. And the thing with Steel Panther, my bros, who I love, what is that? December
5th.
5th?
The 5th. Yeah.
5th. I don't know. Somehow I think they're selling tickets to that. It's a small room, but it's going to go out via,
Live stream. They're doing a whole live stream thing.
I don't even know the terminology of it. I don't really watch all that stuff, but there's tickets, and it starts at 2 p.m. So I'm going to get up there and throw some, Ratt tunes, and I'm looking forward to it, and looking forward to after that. Just stay tuned. The movie's not over yet, man. All right. Love all you guys. Cheers to you. Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas. We'll see you soon.
Yes. And as we say in Montreal, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. And record.